All right, we're doing it. We're making vectors. So this is part one of a vectors lab. This lab one will be, and that implies the existence of a part two. There's some fancier things that we could do with vectors, but we'll wait until then. But we're going to implement all the stuff that we talked about and drew pretty pictures of in class. And we're also going to get to use makefiles for this lab. So that's great. Let's implement vectors. And so the first step is to get the starter code, and you'll run that gimme command like we did last time, and then here are the files that you'll see. So there's a makefile to compile, there is our vector library, our class name is going to be vec with a capital V, and then there is going to be a test file, and then a testing library as well, but the makefile is going to do that all for us. But in vec.h, which is a file you can look at but not change, because I'll be testing you with the original version, is the definition of the vec class. So here's what it means to be a vec. I think that's following the right order. Yeah. So you're going to look up vec.h and then implement everything you see there in vec.cpp. Okay. And so I've given you a bunch of fix me commands in the CPP file. We'll talk about that soon, but all the things we imagine should be in a vector class are here. We got a constructor to start out empty in the right way, push back, give me the size of the vector, go to an index and get back, because this is a vector of ints, give me back a reference to the thing there so that I can potentially change it. And then we'll also, just for fun, include a sort method that sorts the entire vector. And we'll have the member variables that we know and love, so our array on the heap. This star, by the way, just means int pointer. So usually I say int star like that, and like this is the type, but some people like to put the star over here, so I'm giving you some experience with that. There's no difference. And then there's num items and capacity, and we do have a private method for this one. This will be resize, which you can call inside of pushback to help you do the resizing and make the case 2 implementation easier. So yeah, that's vec.h. And you won't change vec.h, but you will implement everything listed there in vec.cpp. So I've given you a head start. So like the constructors there, all the things have bodies. And yeah, remember for the constructor, you want the vector to be empty from the user's perspective. So num items, you'll start at 0, but the capacity will be 1. So you're going to make a vector on the heap, or sorry, an array on the heap of size just 1. So you're capable of holding something, but it's not filled yet. All right. So that's what you want. So that's the constructor. Resize is a little helper method for you to call in pushback. If you want to call resize on yourself, you kind of want to say like me.resize inside of this. Remember that you have a keyword called this in C++. You could say this arrow resize, because this is a pointer to you, or you can just say resize. Just resize me. It looks like a function call, but it's really going to hit this method call. You're calling it on yourself. So remember that. That will be useful, but resize can handle the like double the current capacity, copy things over, reset the array to the new one, delete bracket the old one. You'll have to save it away for a split second, stuff like that. Okay, so that can be resized, and that makes pushback pretty easy. It's just like, if I'm out of space, call resize, otherwise add it in the way that we talked about, the case 1 stuff. So yeah, try to, I guess technically you don't have to use resize if you don't want to, but I think it'll make the implementation better, all right, and easier. So of pushback, and that's pretty much that. Yeah, size. I've just, for all of the methods that return things, that need to return things, I've given back dummy answers. So like I'm saying that the size is 42, just so you can compile and get other things maybe passing. So that is completely wrong. You'll have to get rid of that, of course. Size, you know what to do. .at, again, this code you will delete and replace. This is just code that will get it to compile. All right, this is not correct at all. So yeah, you'll just return a reference to that place in the array that you're trying to go inside of your heap array. And you don't have to worry that the return type is a reference. As long as you return the right thing, it will be created as a reference. So that's perfect. And then sort I've already done for you. There's no fix me here. So it'll just sort the array from the user's perspective. All right, so everything up to all the num items things, not the capacity things, because that would be sorting some garbage at the end, right? So this is sorting that. And yeah, that one's done for you. So that is vec.cpp. That's a good start. I hope you can kind of see how everything's going to fit together. And yeah, the last piece of the puzzle is to look at some tests. So I've made some tests for you. This is the test vec program is used in tandem with this testing library that just has assert true implemented. So I'm including our vector class library and our testing library, and I've made 4 tests for us. So here's my 4 tests. I've got a test that's making sure that the constructor kind of did the right thing, and this one is pushing things, making sure the things went to the right spot. This one is pushing and sorting, making sure that all happened right. And then this is like a fancier test that like inserts a bunch of things and making sure I can like modify with a .at and it's working properly. So yeah, get the first ones passing. If this one doesn't pass, like get the first ones passing and then worry about it. All right. So yeah, those are my tests. Get those running, and you can compile and run those, by the way, with you can say make test vec. Or you can probably just say make, because that should be the first and only rule. So that's what I did with my make file. And yeah, you just say make or make test vec, and it will compile the final executable. All right, I was a little lazy. I didn't do .o files or anything, but that's okay. So yeah, that's my stuff. So get all my tests passing, and then once you do, it's your turn to add some tests of your own. So please, in addition to getting my tests to pass, please write 4 more tests in the same kind of style. So like come up with some wild scenario about vectors, and get some more passing tests in the output. So you should have I think I'm calling assert true just once in all my tests, yes? So you should have 4 passes from my tests and then 4 more from your tests for 8 total. That's what the auto grader will be looking for, and that should do it. So yeah, make 4 more tests in some wild way that tests all the edge cases that you can think of for the vec class, and that should do it. So yeah, let me know if you have any questions about anything. Start early, come to office hours, go to the tutorial center, ask on Discord, and yeah, when you're ready to turn in for a grade to the auto grader, remember that your last submission is your grade. You will turn in just the files I'm asking you to change, which is vec.cbp and testvec.cbp with your new tests. So vec.h, for example, you're not allowed to change because you won't be turning that in. I'll be testing you with the original version of that header file. Okay, so yeah, that is lab 1. You do want to get this one working because there will be a part 2. This is one of the few labs in this class where you do got to get this one working first so that part 2 actually works out. Because like if part 1 doesn't work by the time we're ready for part 2, then you can't get any credit. So definitely get part 1 working. Ask me lots of questions, and I think that's all that I wanted to say. So yeah. Remember which files you're working on and which files you're turning in, and I'll see you in the next video.